Hey guys, I'm Raul and I'm from Gateway to the Great Outdoors, and I'm here to teach you about natural water filtration. So marshes, also known as wetlands, are lands that are mostly underwater for long periods of time, especially during the wet seasons such as autumn and winter. Now, marshes are mainly comprised of lots of minerals and sediments, and this is usually caused by an excess of nutrients and chemicals off land. Marshes are a transition between large bodies of land and water. So, unlike swamps, marshes are usually treeless and only use herbs and woody plants. They also filter excess water running off the land before it goes into the ocean. So, in this experiment, we're going to demonstrate how natural water filtration works using your bottle, activated charcoal, gravel, sand, cotton balls, and your coffee filter. Grab your bottle and with an adult's help, find the middle of the bottle and then just a little bit above but not too high. The actual cut should be about here that goes all the way around. Alright, so your bottle should look something like this. And now for the next step, we're going to put this right here. As a funnel, as when we do the experiment, we're going to be pouring water into the top part and watch it filter through the bottle. Forewarning, this next part can get a little messy, so I would suggest having a couple paper towels around. You're going to grab your coffee filter and you're going to put it inside the funnel part of the bottle, like so. It might get a little stuck, so go ahead and open it up in the middle. Alright. Grab your first ingredient, which is sand, and you're just going to carefully pour it into the bottle, or the funnel part. You don't want to use too much. You need room for the other ingredients. And next, you're going to grab your gravel and pour that in there. So the main purpose is to show you how layers work together with water filtration. You start off with the smallest and then you move upwards towards the biggest. So next would be the activated charcoal because it is in pellet form. And next, the biggest, which would be a small handful of cotton balls at the top. There we go, get it all in there. And there we have it, your makeshift natural water filter. Next up is the real mess part. You need a cup of dirty water, which I made using water and potted plant soil, so I can get like that realistic dirty water look. With the help of an adult, gently pour the water into the funnel. You see, this is why we use paper towels. And then at the bottom, you can see the water starting to come out. You're going to hear a little fizzing sound, but that's just the sound of the activated charcoal. Pour some more. You might want to use a measuring cup instead of just any cup. Alright, so you can see the differences. This one's a lot more darker than this one is, though I wouldn't say this one's completely clean and would recommend not drinking it. You can go ahead and recycle the water and put it into a potted plant or something. Now, as an extra step, we're going to take this water and run it through the filter again to see if it gets cleaner. For this next step, I took the liberty of making a new filter, so I've cleaned out the old one and put in a new coffee filter, more sand, more gravel, more activated charcoal, and more cotton balls. And we're going to see if we can get this to be a little bit more cleaner. Fun fact, one of the main differences between a swamp and a marshland is a swamp is usually covered with tall trees, while marshlands usually just have herbs and woody plants. Alright, As you can see here, the water didn't really get cleaner. It kind of looks the same, but that's all right because according to the scientific method, we're allowed to try again. So feel free to experiment with the different materials we have. Go ahead and write down your observations and your results. You can even take away some materials that you believe will help it better in filtration. So yeah, go ahead and just run wild, but not too wild and not too messy. Okay, so we just demonstrated how marshlands naturally filter water as excess from the land seeps into the soil, which is full of minerals and sediments, as I mentioned before, and drips down into another layer as we've seen now. While the water is much cleaner than it is in our experiment, the water travels to the ocean purified.